Can you see me and hear me? Can you hear me and see me and hear me and see me? Please say that you get it.
Can you hear and see me? Or see me and hear me?
Yeah.
Testing.
Hello? Hi there, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Reading Reddit Stories with yours truly, Marissa. Today is a very, very special day. It is my son's birthday. You didn't know I had a kid? Oh my gosh. Wait a second, let me show you him. This is my son. Happy birthday. He's 2. Oh, his name is Astro. Anyway, because it is such a special, am I Mary Poppins today? What? In honor of this wonderful holiday, we will be reading Reddit stories about birthdays. The first story we have is kind of a long one, so you know the drill. Get your snack, get your drinks, get in your comfy chair, and let's get into the video. Would I be the asshole for asking my friend to be at my birthday celebrations? I, 20 female, am turning 21 in a couple weeks. I have a friend, 21 female, I made in college who's from another state. I'll call her Emily. When lockdown started in 2020, Emily went back to her hometown and took classes there, and I stayed in the city. Even though we weren't able to see each other due to her living 4 hours away from me, we've become incredibly close during the pandemic. We have seen each other a couple times, and we Zoom/call/text constantly, so we've pretty much become best friends. One of the times we've seen each other was on her birthday. Do you hear that? What is going on? What is going on? Anyway, one of the times we've seen each other was on her birthday. I drove 4 hours with 2 other friends of ours to be at her birthday party. I did this because A, I love her, she's my friend, and B, she's really into celebrating birthdays. She'll get super thoughtful gifts, send huge texts exactly at midnight, etc. This is an important detail. Our school is just getting around to opening back up again. We're going 1 week on, 1 week off, which she would be going home for. And our first week back to school happens to be the week my birthday falls on. This birthday is especially important to me because I wasn't able to celebrate my last couple of birthdays, so I kind of want to go big considering it's also my 21st. That is so valid. That is so valid. To celebrate, I planned a weekend getaway with my family and invited some friends along, her included. My parents are paying for everything, so I know money isn't an issue. I also wanted to go out with some friends the Friday after to celebrate. However, I assumed she'd still be staying that next Friday, regardless of if she went on the trip or not, so we could celebrate together. But she just told me she was only planning on staying if she didn't go on the trip. This made me a little upset because she's going to be here anyway, and it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to stay one more night before going back home. To be fair, she is really struggling with moving out of her parents' house and saying goodbye to her old life all over again, which is rough. She also suffers from anxiety, as do I, and is going through a pretty hard time in general. On top of that, our first week back in schools is an exam week, so she's worried she won't have enough time to study. I understand it's pretty hard for her and that she might have plans already, but I don't think it's unreasonable to ask for her not to be home for 1 weekend and a half to celebrate my birthday, especially considering that I drove out of state for hers and that she's going to have to come anyways to go to school. I was thinking about asking her to stay regardless, since it doesn't seem unreasonable to ask her to stay one more night before going back home for 2 weeks. So would I be asking for too much? Am I the asshole? In my opinion, no, I don't think you're the asshole. I think in this day and age, we've normalized not showing up for our friends a lot. And I'll say, like, if you're not showing up for me, I'm not showing up for you. And that's just that. I'm not going to keep putting myself out there for people that don't want to put themselves out there for me. Like, it doesn't make sense. And I think especially for you to have drove 4 hours to see her on her birthday, I think the least she can do is stay that one weekend. I think if she goes to the trip, she shouldn't have to go to the weekend though, or to the Friday. Excuse me. I think giving her the choice of coming to the weekend and the Friday will be a little bit better when you ask her, I guess. Let's see what the comments say, shall we? You're the asshole. She told you up front she already had plans. Things don't always work out the way you want them to, and the world doesn't revolve around you and your birthday. If somebody said that to me, I would be quite upset, personally, because like I said before, I think we've normalized not showing up for people on their birthdays. And I think a month in advance is enough time to figure things out. especially for that Friday. If she does not end up going to the weekend, I think that gives her enough time to figure it out. Another commenter says, not the asshole. You wouldn't be the asshole for communicating your desires, but I also don't think she's the asshole if she says no. Anxiety is real, and it sounds like she and you have a tumultuous couple of weeks, moving back, having exams, etc. Try to communicate your excitement and desire for her to be there because you love her so much, but also let her know you understand if she can't. Based on your friendship history, it doesn't sound like she would just blow your birthday off for no reason. Yes, I agree. But also, I have like an angel and a devil on my shoulder. The devil is telling me maybe she doesn't like you. And that's just because, like, if she celebrates birthdays so much, but when it's coming to your birthday right now, she's not doing that, I don't know. But then the angel's like, yeah, I mean, anxiety is really hard. I do understand that. And if she's already got plans, she's already got plans, like, you know, whatever. But that devil is really telling me, like, it has to be something else. Someone says, not the asshole, you'd only be the asshole if you ask. She says no, and you pester her or blow up at her for it. Just talk to her and say what you want and what you think. And if she feels the same, great. If not, it's a shame, but maybe you can celebrate with her personally another time. I guess. I don't think you should pester her or blow up, but if she does not want to celebrate your birthday with you on 1 or 2 weekends, maybe she doesn't want to. Is that really harsh? I don't know. Based on my experience recently with birthdays and stuff like that, if somebody does not want to show up for you on your birthday, they're not going to. And then you might see them not show up for you in other ways as well. Also, I'm trying to keep in mind that she has anxiety and, like, she already has plans. Like, but she knows when your birthday is. You know when your friends' birthdays are. Don't you? It's very, very side note, but I've been talking to some of my male friends and I learned that some, or maybe a lot of men don't know when their friends' birthdays are. How do you not know your best friend's birthday? No, I can't do that. You must know. You must know. I'll know your birthday, your sign, your favorite color, your favorite food. You better know all the same about me. I'm not gonna lie. My favorite song, that's kind of hard, but you know. My favorite song at the time. I don't know, how are you friends and you're not talking? Anyway, let's get into the next story, shall we? Am I the asshole for posting an ugly photo of my friend on her birthday? Yes. After we read the story, or maybe at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell a story that I have to share about my 18th birthday. Or maybe it was my 17th. I can't remember, but me and that girl are no longer friends. So I already think you're the asshole, but I'll hear you out. My 23 female friend is visiting our hometown, and coincidentally, her birthday happened to fall during her trip. We had a lot of fun on her birthday, but I fear it ended on somewhat a bad note, and I'm not sure if it's my fault. For context, she lost about 40 pounds 2 years ago. She is very pretty and athletic now, but she was kind of the person who looked pretty no matter what body she's in. She can pull anything off, in my opinion. Anyway, there's this picture of us back in 2021. We are both at a vacation home hugging. I think it's the most adorable picture ever. It's almost like a bear hug. I am completely enveloped by her, and we look really cute. Before I posted it, she got a glimpse of my collage. She asked me not to post that particular photo of her. I asked her why, and she said she feels really insecure about how she looks in that picture. I told her she looks great, and I showed her my wallpaper of her chat, which is set to that particular photo. She replied, it's one thing to have it on a personal chat wallpaper, and another thing to post it publicly since there's a million photos of us since then. Post weight loss. I posted the picture anyway since it's my favorite picture of us. It led to an argument, and now she's claiming I posted it not because I think she looked pretty, but because I look pretty and skinnier in comparison in that particular picture, which is not true at all. Am I the asshole? Yes. Simple as that. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. Why would you do that? And then she actually told you explicitly not to post it. Let's see what the comments say, but I guarantee I already know. You're the asshole. You were trying to humiliate her, maliciously or out of some distorted view of cute, and stop phrasing it as somehow anything else. She asked you not to post it. You did it anyway. The entire reason why you like that photo is because you literally describe it as a bear hug, and I am completely enveloped by her. Her weight and her relative size to you in the photo is why you like it. You liked that she was bigger than you because it made you look smaller. You're fetishizing her weight in the picture, and whether that is legitimately because you think it's cute, as you say, or because you are intentionally insulting her doesn't matter. You know she has issues with how she looked before, which makes your posting of the picture a reason for liking it even worse. Someone says you're the asshole for being self-centered and hurting her through your disregard. She's sensitive about how she used to look. She made it clear to you that she didn't want that picture posted. And on her birthday, no less, you told her and showed her that you didn't care about her feelings. Yikes. Additionally, your description about why you think that picture is so cute, that's based on how much bigger than you she is. She's enveloping you. You may think that's cute, but she's telling you she doesn't like to be put forward as the big one. Someone responds, exactly, thank you. Just because OP thinks the picture is so cute, so her friend shouldn't dislike it, that doesn't negate how her friend feels about it. You cannot tell someone how to feel, OP. You invalidated her feelings and broke a very clear boundary that she spelled out for you. You're the asshole. Someone says, you're the asshole. She asked you not to post it and you did. Your need for likes clearly outweighs the feelings of your friend. You're an even bigger asshole for not realizing that before you posted it. This feels like rage bait, as surely someone couldn't be that selfish. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are that selfish. If I tell you not to post a picture and you're like, oh, but you look so cute and like we look so good, don't post the picture. I just told you I didn't like it. It doesn't matter why I don't like it. It doesn't. Let's do a couple more stories. Am I the asshole for wanting my friends to care about my birthday? I have literally never made a post on this site in my life, so I'm sorry if I don't do it right. I have a small group of online friends that I've known for 4 years at most and 6 months at least. We all met at different times. We are pretty close, have all almost met in real life, and speak to each other on Discord most nights of the week. 4 of us were born very close together, so for a period of time, we have one birthday a week, with mine being the last. Something big has happened for each birthday so far. Everyone has either sent gifts or has gifts on the way to their home since the first birthday last week, the one that happened this week, and the one that's happening next week. The only one that hasn't gotten anything is mine. I know this because no one asked for my address or mentioned that they have anything on the way, as they have done for the others. Usually I don't care if anything happens for my birthday or not, and don't expect anything, but I'm a little hurt that I'm the only one that will be left out of this, especially since I've sent gifts to my friends with birthdays before mine. I've dropped hints by mentioning my birthday is coming up as well, and everything I say has been ignored so far. Am I being greedy and entitled by expecting my birthday to be treated the same way as everyone else's? If I bring this up to my friend group, will I be shunned forever for my avarice? Will the shunning be righteous? Please let me know. I don't want to be rude or unkind or hurt anyone's feelings. I think that everyone in a friend group of more than 2 people should be treated fairly. I'm not sure why they're doing this to you. I don't think you're the asshole. I always want to know what's wrong with people. Like, genuinely, what's wrong with you? It's very rude and unkind for them not to include you in this, especially if there's literally 4 birthdays back to back and the last person is the only one that doesn't get a gift. The comments say, not the asshole. I think any reasonable person would feel left out here too. Have you mentioned recently that your birthday is coming up? Maybe they somehow forgot. Obviously, as OP said in the text, OP states again, I have mentioned it as recently as today even, and implied that I'd be happy if they sent me something, joking about how they should mail themselves to my place so I can see them. All of these comments have been ignored and subject changed. I'm just worried that they'll accuse me of being childish or entitled if I bring it up directly, since they seem determined to ignore my hints. I was thinking before, maybe there's a surprise coming. Because, you don't really like to do anything on your birthday. Maybe there's a surprise, but I don't know. The original commenter says, I'm sorry, definitely not the asshole. Is it possible they're planning some kind of surprise for you? I don't want to get your hopes up if they aren't, but it's not out of the question. Somebody responds saying, I agree with the person above. The fact that they're immediately changing the subject and evading it sounds like they're planning a surprise. I hope you got a surprise party, and I hope that everything is all right. I genuinely hope that your birthday was wonderful 7 years ago. I hope you had a good birthday, and I hope all your Discord friends did the right thing. On to our last story. Would I be the asshole if I tell her about my feelings about her birthday party? Just a little bit of context. Me and my girlfriend have been together for about a year now. We are well within our teens, and my girlfriend's birthday is coming up. I understood that she'll probably go ahead and throw a party since it's the day she'll be turning 18. However, I never got news of this until today. In fact, I only heard it because our friend group was talking about it and that they were all invited. I was momentarily taken back because I didn't know any of this until now. She hadn't even said anything to me previously about mentioning a party. That's kind of strange. I wonder why. Furthermore, I'm also the one who does her streaks in TikTok because she often passes out by night, and I found that she had personally invited all her friends through chat, and I hadn't even been told about it yet from her personally. I understand that it's her party, but it just sort of makes me feel unimportant, and I want to communicate these feelings to her. However, I'm afraid this would be an asshole move since it's her birthday. I wouldn't tell her on her birthday unless you didn't end up going to the party. I would ask her, how does this happen? Like, you haven't asked her what she's doing for her birthday? Maybe she lied? I'm trying to figure out the context. As somebody who is not mysterious, I don't know what the context in which you wouldn't bring up a birthday party if you're talking about her birthday. Let's see what the comments are saying, I guess. Okay, the first comment says, is it possible she assumed you'd be spending the day with her anyway? Somebody responds to that saying, this is my exact thought. It would not occur to me that it would be necessary to invite my romantic partner to my birthday party. Someone says, yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. I suppose I definitely would mention a party. It kind of seems like she's going out of her way to not tell you. No, I don't think you're the asshole for asking her about it. If she says, oh, I thought you were going to be with me anyway, that just solves that problem. But if she like genuinely was trying not to invite you, that's another problem. But I mean, then she doesn't have to deal with it anymore if you get it out into the open. Okay, I can't remember if that's the last story, if I need one more. So I guess this is the last story. Am I the asshole birthday question? Looking for a bit of clarification on an incredibly low am I the asshole. When do you expect a kid to know their parents' birthdays? My teenage kids know the general month of my spouse's birthday, but they don't know the day. I assume that's because I handle all the logistics of birthday stuff months in advance, and they just have to recommend presents, approve flowers, and show up. My spouse was surprised that the kids didn't know their birthday, as birthdays in their family were a pretty big deal. I told my spouse I didn't actively know my parents' birthdays until after my dad died. Less that I'm a monster in this case, more that they were born within a week of each other, and we have shared birthday dinner at some point during the birthday week. So acknowledging that there's not necessarily an asshole in this one, am I the asshole? In my personal opinion, I will say, I did not learn the exact day of my parents' birthdays until high school, when I started picking up medication for them. And then it was very easy. It also helps that my dad is born the day before my sister, just 2 months prior. And my mom's birthday is very easy for me to remember for some reason. I don't think you're the asshole. I think that is, like I said before, I think you should know, like, the people that you care about when they were born. Someone says, mild, you're the asshole. They are teenagers. They can program a reminder to their phone and or write it down in a paper planner, available for as low as $1.25 at some discount stores. Someone says, not the asshole. Teenagers can compartmentalize people. Their mom is their mom, not a living, breathing human being who has a birthday like their friends. I didn't know my parents' birthdays until I was in my 20s, and I still don't know my grandparents. It's not intentional or asshole, it's just not thinking about your parents in that context. Perhaps mentioning to your teen that their parents are people too, and they are getting to an age where they need to start taking responsibility for remembering important dates like family birthdays. I think that's a very good way to do that. But a lot of people are saying that OP is the asshole for not making her kids know this information. I don't understand how that works. I feel like we're in a day and age where you have to take responsibility for your own stuff. Yes, my mom can remind me, hey, you need to know this, but I have to take it upon myself to know it at this age, especially as a teenager with birthdays and like remembering stuff like that. I think a thing that you do in your household where you like write down birthdays and you see it on a calendar, that's kind of how it worked in my household. But that doesn't necessarily work for everyone. Okay, now that we've finished our stories, I'm gonna do a quick little my own story where I was not the asshole in this situation at all. And I'm not letting anyone tell me different. For my 17th birthday, I was still in high school. This was my junior year, so this was right after COVID year. My friend, let's call her Buttercup, my friend Buttercup posted this extremely embarrassing picture of me when I was in middle school. My lips were chapped as hell, which obviously you can tell. My lips just get chapped. They do. But my lips were so chapped to the point where they were bleeding. I don't know why I took the picture. And I literally was like this. And I told her, I was like, Buttercup, don't post this picture. if you post this picture, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And I'm telling her this the day before my birthday. We get on a FaceTime call. It's the three amigas. I have, like, it was a friend group of 3. And we sing happy birthday to me, whatever. I get off the call. I go to sleep. I wake up. I see that picture on her story. People were texting me, asking me if I was okay, if I had seen her story. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, you are not my friend, and you never have been my friend. You've hated me since we were young. Like, you hated me my whole life at this point. Mind you, we've only known each other at that point like 3 years. I really think when it comes to birthday pictures, you guys need to be very kind. Very kind. Because it's my birthday. Why would you want me to cry? I already cry on my birthday every year. Now you're the reason. That's not fair. Well, anyway, thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed, and wish my cat happy birthday in the comments. And I will see you in the next video. All right. Bye.